heard the High Noon Goons referred to multiple times by multiple people as the super team.
Yeah, they are. They were the team to beat. So we will see. They played extremely well. Everyone on the team being a seasoned draft and just Magic in general veteran.
Yep, absolutely. And Jesse, their sub, is no exception.
Absolutely.
Incredibly strong, limited player who has not wanted to become a permanent member of a team so far, but is very much a premium sub.
And he made it to finals anyway, so.
Yep. I say that because I believe his only other match this season was subbing for my team.
Oh.
And he went 3-0 in
of course he did.
that round, in that
That's
match.
Good.
So. And he's going up against Matt in the second seat, or in the second seat right next to Roman there.
Yeah.
And then the third match is going to be Ben versus Trevor.
Yeah.
The Chump
they may
team
have
captain.
resolved who's starting. Did you catch who was going to be on the play and who's going to be on the draw?
For this match, no, I did not.
For Roman's and Angelo's match.
Looks like he's keeping whatever that was.
Whatever that hand was.
So I assume he's going first. And it looks like Angelo is getting some keep advice,
some
keeper
team
mold
draft advice.
Yeah.
One of the staples of this format is getting to ask your
I
teammates for advice.
I guess we should say, we can go over the format real quick.
Yeah.
As Roman plays a desert and pings Angelo down to 19.
Starting life total of 19, classic for this format.
Yeah. You draft in a 6-person pod, and then you play everybody in your team plays everybody in the opponent's team.
3 rounds of best
one at
of
a time.
3. Yeah.
Yes. Full matches, best of 3, until you get to 5 matches, 5 match wins. It's best 5 of 9.
So it can
matches,
end after that second round, if there's an incredible blowout.
Yep. Ooh, we see
a very powerful outcast
Sterling
green
Keykeeper into the green blade.
Greenblade searching up a land here, usually a desert because it gets extra power from the desert. So it's a 1-3 right now, but it will be. It's a 1-2 right now, but it will be a 2-3 when he plays that conduit pylons next turn.
It'll instantly become a 2-3 and surveil. Pass it back to Roman here.
Conduit pylons. One of the commons that I am very high on. The surveil, the fixing sometimes, right? Very strong. Coming in untapped, which is huge.
I think most team draft decks in the format are pretty happy running the first copy of Pylons.
Absolutely.
As it turns out, which was surprising, I think.
Yeah. Definitely a sort of a skill test card, Playing it too early and not knowing what you're sort of surveilling for can sometimes make or break a game, I think.
Absolutely.
Savage Smash, a correct, I think, Savage Smash on Roman's part. Committing a crime, you'll get the mill, and you get to remove a sort of threat. Interesting choice on the Keykeeper, though.
He is totally not respecting Angelo's desert count, I think.
Yeah. Desert count of 0 right now, but that can change very quickly. And that Outcaster Greenblade has been known to be a 3-mana 4/5 at times, so... we shall see how many deserts are available on Angelo's side.
4/5, 5/6, 6/7. It did.
That drew you a card.
Yeah, certainly in consideration for the Mythic Uncommon, at least online or in 8-person pods. I do think it's interesting Roman's disrespect.
Yeah.
Probably knowing
he has.
Oh, actually, Roman's not going to take any damage there, and he's going to commit another crime.
Oh, milled his collector's cage there, so that's some information for Roman's team. One of the stronger cards in Angelo's deck, I would say. Would have allowed him to sort of keep pumping his creatures and also play something for free potentially at some point. So,
very, very strong rare. One of the best.
Not happy to see that as a mill. Roman doing a successful job of milling. And a Cactarantula down, basically shutting off Angelo's plays here.
I was going to say that Cactarantula has a habit of just sort of shutting the door on the aggressive game plan.
Just as a power level for a common, it's almost always a 2-for-1. Even if your opponents have removal for it, you get to draw from it. So it's quite nice. Another strong common in green, as we will see, green is quite powerful. The Spinewoods Paladin for the life gain, very strong here. But with the amount of crimes that Roman is committing. If Angelo doesn't find an answer for this Deep Mug Desperado, it may take over the game here. He's debating some attacks.
So the nice thing about this Paladin is that it can threaten to at least trade with the Cactarantula.
That's right.
But we know Roman's deck, and we know he packs a lot of interaction that
A
can
lot of
easily deal with
deflates,
it.
as you were calling them, yeah. So he played one of them already.
Explosive Derailment,
Yeah.
Metamorphic Blast.
Clear Shot as
Clear
a
shot.
block it, Clear Shot another
Kill
creature,
something
kill
else.
something, you know.
That would just be a
huge
game
blowout,
ender right
yeah.
there. Whose turn are we on here?
We are, I think, still on Angelo's turn, or it may have swapped to Roman's. I think Angelo is still debating his attacks here. I don't think I saw Roman draw, but Roman does seem to be contemplating.
He's talking to a teammate here.
I don't think that Angelo had any good attacks there, so it's very likely to be Roman's turn already. When I just caught a glimpse of that explosive derailment in Roman's hand.
There you go.
Now, does he have red mana up? That's a bristling backwoods, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
So he does have that red mana up, and he is going to flash
Savage Smash
back
here.
the Savage Smash.
Yeah.
Wow. Quite a strong effect here.
Really, really strong.
Another crime with a mill 3. Let's say Roman is in the lead, I would say, in this match so far, though there's plenty of time to turn the tides.
He still takes it slow here. You know? Just, well, I guess it would have just been a trade for either one of Angelo's creatures.
Yeah.
No, because it was pumped up by the Savage Smash.
Yeah.
So it would have been 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think he could have gotten an attack there, and if he had wanted to, but he's
opting
content
for
to
a
just
slower
yeah.
plan.
Wow. And
The
that's the nice thing about this Dance of the Tumbleweeds here is it's going to the modality of it. It's going to produce a pretty large threat here.
Yeah, it's going to hopefully grab him a desert, deal 1 damage. Oh, looks like he doesn't have any more deserts in his deck, so maybe Roman made the correct choice of getting the Sterling Keykeeper out of the way.
I actually do really like that pick.
In a slower matchup, I agree that Roman's as we said, disrespect of that Outcaster Greenblade is paying off in spades. It's completely preventing Angelo from being able to get in by just tapping his Cactus. You know, tapping the Cactus always feels bad, but that damage is relevant sometimes.
Yeah, not that the Greenblade is a bad card by any means, but it's certainly much less powerful in a team draft setting. And Roman, you know, probably also has a good idea that his team has most of the deserts in the pod too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's an interesting sort of matchup.
Looks like Roman just didn't take any actions.
Didn't take any, threw it
back.
back, yeah. Now, he does have that explosive derailment that we saw, so he may be waiting to obviously do something on his turn, commit another crime, mill him again for 3, see how Angelo plays out. It's one of the interesting things. There's so much instant speed interaction in this format, and it's one of the things they built into the Azorius deck that just draw a pass is not uncommon in this format, and very often is the correct play. Something that I really like about this Thunder Junction is that attacking every turn is not always a guarantee, right? There's some difficult blocks, and there's a lot to consider in terms of what's my battle plan, what's my win condition here, what deck am I playing against. So it does look like he's going to get that Cactarantula off the battlefield.
Let's see if Roman has something like, what's the double bounce
Oh, yeah.
thing called?
This town ain't big enough?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which would, of course, just effectively kill the 7/7 elemental.
Yeah. It would be very bad
well as
because he
save.
would get to draw a card, he would kill the elemental, and he would get to keep his Cactus because he gets the trigger off of the targeting for the drawing a card. So it doesn't look like he has it yet, but
interesting,
there's always a
that
chance to draw.
He did draw the card, but he just went ahead and slid the Cactarantula over to Angelo without even looking to see if he drew this town big enough.
Well, because this town isn't big enough. Oh, yeah, it's interesting. He has the mana up for the double bounce on his opponent's side. He can always do it in response to attacks. So I support that. You draw the card, even if you draw into the removal spell. Once he attacks, then you bounce the elemental and the cactus, and if he's attacked with anything else, then the cactus can block.
Well, I would think just in response to the Lasso by the Law, the O-ring trigger, just go ahead and kill the elemental right then and there and save the Cactarantula.
That's fair.
Looks like he does indeed have actions here.
Does have a lasso.
He did have it.
He's not doing the full lasso, though. He's returning his... Oh, interesting. He's returning his Slick Shot Lockpicker to next turn. Will he have enough mana to double bounce and get the cactus back? If he has a land in hand, he will, and that'll be an extra crime trigger there. It's a very heads-up play from Roman, a sort of slower game action, I would say, but
very interesting.
Very good with that Deep Mug Desperado on the battlefield, playing a sort of game of attrition here against Angelo, who's just trying to get in as best he can while he can.
I do have to say, though, that Angelo has done a good job of producing relevant plays every turn so far.
Absolutely.
Pretty easy for the Selesnya deck to have run out of steam by now.
Yeah.
Like, not too uncommon. But, Roman just continues to have
crime after crime after crime.
All the answers here, which is kind of what he set out to do with the build.
It's going to be pretty hard for Angelo to turn this around if he does not find an answer to that Deep Mug Desperado. His deck is looking very thin already, and knowing that he has the Slick Shot Lockpick in hand, he effectively has 3 less cards in his deck, right?
Yeah, it looks like he opted to play the Loan Shark rather than, say, plotting the Slick Shot Lockpicker, which makes sense.
I agree. He's already got that first cast on the Loan Shark, so getting that card draw now is I think good. Getting the Loan Shark out when you can is great.
And Angelo just keeps producing the threats, though.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm very impressed.
He does look like he has really good attack here.
He can pump up the Bighorn.
Pump up the Bighorn, saddle the Bighorn with the Outcaster Greenblade potentially. It's a 4/5 swing against.
I wonder if you'd rather pump up the Greenblade because the Mercenary can already make the Bighorn big enough.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's going to be a 5/4 Vigilance. That's going to make
Did he use the Mercenary to pump the Bighorn? That would be 5/5. He could double block, but then he would lose his Deep Mug Desperado,
5/5,
which I don't think he wants to. I wasn't sure if he had used the Mercenary on the Bighorn, but it does look like he did. So he's going to get himself a Sheep here. It's an extra blocker.
Not that Roman is going to be attacking anytime soon.
No, I don't think so. Did he allow that 5 damage in? It does look like he did.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'll
adjust those life
that.
totals here.
Thank you. And so we know Roman's got the Lockpicker in hand.
And at least a Derailment and this time a big enough in his sideboard that he has enough mana to play, right? So, I don't know. This turn, you got to seriously be considering Slick Shot Lockpicker, bounce the Lassoed by the Law and the Sheep for a crime. Or you could even do bounce the Lockpicker again for an extra guaranteed crime on the following turn, right?
That's certainly pretty tempting.
He's got, 6 cards left in his deck? So 2 crimes is lethal here.
Getting pretty dangerous.
A crime on your
here.
turn and a crime on my turn.
And right now, Angelo is producing roughly 8 to 10 damage per turn, I would say.
Yeah.
So there's still a chance that he can cross the finish line here before he gets milled out.
A Make Your Own Luck here, a sort of resource card, will allow Roman to cast something for free on the next turn.
Oh, the Betrayal
at the Vault.
That's
it's
pretty
very
much
strong here.
That might just be the best hit in the deck right there.
It may not actually remove any of the big threats based on the creatures that Roman has, but that crime that it's going to commit is absolutely going to do it. And is that a Varmint on the battlefield?
That is, yeah.
So and that can blow up the Lassoed by the Law. At this point, I would scoop.
Ooh, that's...
At this point, I think Angelo has lost. I know it's the finals match. You want to play it out as long as you can, but it is looking bleak, I would say, for Angelo.
Yeah, and another, nice little benefit from the Deep Mike Desperado mill plan is that you essentially just get to see your opponent's whole deck.
I wonder if Roman had another crime in his hand, because a crime on his turn and then the varmint to blow up the lassoed by the law would be a second crime, and that would be lethal. So,
so it looks like
see if he notices his crime trigger here. It does look like he may have missed the crime trigger. Oh, he caught it.
So it looks like he's pretty happy to just trade off for the bighorn here.
Yeah.
He knows
the cactus. He knows he has that slick shot in hand. Mill 3, 2, 3.
So Angelo playing 2 copies of Ariet's Lullaby in his aggressive Selesnya deck. I'm sure that doesn't feel
I actually think he may be running 2. I believe he was considering both when he was doing the deck building process. A sort of a sketchy card at the best of times, especially in an aggro deck.
Ranger Elm identifying the
4 cards left in deck.
As well. Good call there.
Block and trade there.
And another bighorn. Again,
he is absolutely coming with the threats, right?
I admire Angelo's deck building and draw ability here.
Yeah, no kidding. He's
to be able to consistently produce these threats.
He's definitely producing the attacks here. 4 cards left in deck. 1 free crime that he can do, Betrayal at the Vault. Though notably, even though Betrayal is an instant, because it's plotted, he has to cast it at sorcery speed.
So I have to imagine we'll be seeing that this turn shortly here.
Aloe Alchemist, oh, interesting. I would actually...
That's going to help out. Make Betrayal at the Vault a true double kill spell. Oh, and Angelo does have the throw from the saddle there, so that's some more free information. Good. And now Angelo
It does look like there's a scoop there, unfortunately, It is definitely, looks like he will keep 5, putting 2 back, and are about to get started here. Land for turn here. And some quick, no 1-drops, no big threat 1-drops in this format. The Miriam on turn 2 is
excellent start here.
Very strong here, especially with how many mounts we saw in his deck in the first game.
But remember, this is on a mull to 5, so...
That's true.
That makes it much less likely that he'll have a premium follow-up to take advantage of the Miriam.
Will he, though? It does look like he's going to swing with the Miriam, setting Roman to 17 here. Oh, and
never mind. Hang on. Wait, that's only -1, though.
Setting him to 18. Roman mostly doing for the cycle there, it looks like. And Angelo having no follow-up play, getting hurt a little bit by that mull to 5, it seems. Though I do see a beaver in his hand.
Okay, I was about to say that would probably be best case scenario on the mull to 5 here. It's a turn 4 beaver.
Looks like Roman again just passing, letting Angelo sort of control the rules of play here, being the responsive defensive player.
Nice. And he hits land 4.
Doesn't have all his colors though. Roman has a Magda in hand.
Okay.
Oh, great. Okay, good to know.
Got the Metamorphic Blast in hand.
Okay.
Middle table is middle match is still on game 1.
Okay. Wow.
But he's got a Raven. That is Jesse's got a Raven.
He did get his beaver countered there.
I mean, I think that was expected, but not much you can do about it in this situation.
And then the Ben Trevor match is in game 3, and it looked pretty even. Trevor has a Burrow Fiend in play with a decent graveyard, but they both just had like 2 creatures in play with middle life totals. So.
Angelo asks trade, and Roman says, "Yes, please."
I know. It's like we said, that Miriam is quite strong, but if he knows that he has a Lasted by the Law in his deck, that the Varmint is also kind of a threat that he has to deal with. And without any mounts in hand, that Miriam is not doing as much. So I think that I actually really support that trade from Angelo. It's a disciplined play to trade off your signpost on common, but definitely I think the right move.
Yep. It just makes way for the 4-power creature that you have to follow up with.
Exactly.
Right, and a creature that can be made indestructible, which means, well, no, I guess.
Oh, a plotted Lone Shark. A slightly slower play from Roman. This is Angelo's turn to sort of get in a bit. fully tapped out.
Take some damage, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Only one card in hand, but he's tapping all of it for the Dance of the Tumbleweeds.
Oh,
wow.
that is a great draw for Angelo.
This is
here.
a great multi-5
Yeah.
in general.
Having all of the energy that he needs. And he's going to get that surveil off of the conduit pylons as well, so hopefully he'll be able to find some more gas.
So not this turn, though, right? I believe he's already played a land.
No,
for
but
turn.
the Dance of the Tumbleweeds comes in untapped.
It comes in, that's right.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, that's right. So Angelo potentially just making
Roman,
it happen
Roman
here.
taking it down to 5. He's got that loan shark. Plot will probably lead to an explosive turn for a couple of blockers here, or removal and blocker. But plot is one of the things that can shut down this sort of mechanic from Angelo, this sort of a attack plan from Angelo pretty well. So we'll see if Roman has it. We know Magda in hand, but sadly no red.
That's
A
certainly
judge question? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Want to come over here?
It's nice to have a someone on commentary who actually knows the rules pretty well. Apologies that you guys have had to deal with me all the time up until now. But yeah, Lucas is stepping away to go over some rules with Roman here. Sounds like Roman got the answer he wanted.
The question that Roman had was that he has a Metamorphic Blast in hand. So he was questioning whether or not if he uses the Metamorphic Blast to turn the Elemental into an 0-1, is it an 0-1 or is it a, say, 7,
A 7
8?
type. Okay.
But the answer is that it is an 0-1 because the Elemental doesn't actually have any counters on it. Those are just reminder dice.
Yep.
If it had counters on it, it would still be it would be a large creature still. It'd actually make it grow by 1 toughness. But thankfully for Roman's potential game plan, it will shrink down to a 0-1 rabbit.
So that's
If he does do that, though, it's looking more and more unlikely that that is going to be the plan that Roman will be able to pursue, just based on the pressure here.
how much does it cost to just choose rabbit mode?
It is 2 mana, so he could potentially double block the elemental to trick him. He's got some options here. Blocking the Prosperity Tycoon with all this mana up feels really bad, because he's going to be able to just sack that mercenary and kill whatever creature is blocking it.
Definitely, yeah. I think he knows that, though, and
he does.
He also knows that Angelo's essentially out of cards, right? I don't think he has a hand, so
basically Roman's game plan is shut down as much as possible, right?
yeah. And it looks like Angelo does have 1 card in hand.
Oh yeah. He hasn't played the card that he drew this turn, looks like, yeah. He's going to tap and sack the elemental in order to give the Prosperity Tycoon.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, that is really good.
Well, I mean, it's better for Roman, of course, but yeah, you might as well take advantage of this token that's going to die anyway.
Mm-hmm. And the benefit, thankfully, Roman did not have the mana for the extra draw on that Metamorphic Blast, because the tap sack in response would have prevented the draw as well. So good plays all around. Roman doing a pretty good job of stabilizing here. He can still swing with his Prosperity Tycoon, which is good, but Angelo quickly running out of resources from his Mold of 5.
Roman choosing not to run out Magda here likely means he has some other red spell that he wants to cast, potentially at instant speed.
Probably a Metamorphic Blast, if I would guess.
Or Explosive Derailment.
That's right.
Possibly,
Explosive Derailment, sorry. Because the attack, block, and then in response to the sack trigger, Explosive Derailment, I think is the plan here.
And once again, Angelo just handcuffed by a multi 5 here.
Right.
Essentially just has
Completely
to go
out
through
of resources.
Has to.
Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly what's happening.
Yep. Roman just absolutely shutting down here, and back on that mill 3 per crime.
Oh, Burns chart. Apologies that we could have turned to you for a judge question.
Oh yeah, it does. You're absolutely right.
We have a judge in chat.
Yeah, you're right. It is a double target there. So I would have to have read that card.
Yeah, so
But I don't think we could ask Bernard Hart a judge question because surely he would always side with Roman.
Yeah, he's probably a little biased.
A little
here.
biased on that judge call.
So Trevor got his match 3.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's
Matches going into game 2.
Just game 2 already.
Wow.
Right. So
well.
Trevor
We
got
do
his
know
match.
that Jesse's deck was certainly a grindy one.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
That's somewhat to be expected.
So Chump blockers are up by 1 game then, yeah?
That's right.
Is that right?
Trevor took it down over the Oko deck. I wonder if that ever was a factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse got the first game.
Yep.
Jesse is up 1 match, but not the game.
Okay.
Was sitting on his it's the legendary 3/3 flyer draw card if he did nothing this turn.
Gem, yeah.
Gem Lightfoot.
Gem in the
Holograms. That's right, Gem and the holograms.
So yeah, he was getting value off that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Probably the Raven and the Blood Hustler.
Yeah, that Raven Blood Hustler combo is
a good combo.
very good. Very good. It looks like Angelo was saying no thank you to that Deep Mike Desperado right away on that last by the
Definitely
law.
respecting that one pretty
Yeah.
highly, though the Lone Shark, of course, slightly better stat-wise.
Absolutely.
He just does not want to get milled out like he did
without
last
the
game.
resources, yeah, he really needs to find some sort of thing here.
Too worried about getting out power and toughness.
Yeah.
Got something to play. But
Not against the deck he saw the first game for sure, right?
All right, looks like Angelo is running out of steam
Resources here, yeah.
here. With the Magda on board here, I'm sure he would have just gone ahead and taken her down if he could.
Yeah,
So
and
no throw from
unfortunately,
the
I think
saddle,
we
I'm
just
sure.
got flashed a clear shot and a savage smash in Rowan's
So,
hand.
yeah,
So
just-
looking tough, even if Angelo does draw sort of like a bridal bighorn, it may get broken down here quite quickly.
yeah, it's like Roman, down a Desperado, but has more than enough. Is more than capable of just winning through damage in this game.
Rico
So-
making an appearance. Even our experienced drafters over here, Angelo, needing to read that card because you don't see it very often in draft play.
I'd say the modes are make a 1/1 flyer, put a counter on Rico.
I think so.
Oh, here, let's find out.
Is it like a flash?
wait.
It's like a draw card.
Wait.
Play or exile a card. You can play it. I think that's what it is. Oh, we have the attachment. Yeah, it does. Through the Human Wizard, whenever you cast a modal spell. Yeah.
End of your next turn.
Okay, that's nice.
I think you're still defaulting to a free 1/1 flyer most.
I think so too.
Basically, draw a card. It's pretty tasty as well.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Angelo's getting savagely smashed here.
It's unfortunate because it's an interesting designed card. It just doesn't see much appearance. 3 colors is kind of tough sometimes, and you don't always have enough modal spells to really make it worth it. So it's nice that we're getting to see some highlights from a little bit more of an unknown rare in a format with so many strong rares.
I think it's interesting flavor-wise to have a card that cares about modality.
Yeah.
in casting spells, but many paths, I guess, is sort of the flavor there.
A gold cube.
Oh, yeah.
A cube that's entirely gold cards with some colorless.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
And so it's playing like all the charms.
All the charms, all the commands. Yeah.
So
A
that
charm
could
cube or
be
command
like
cube.
its own
Yeah.
little, like, archetype.
Yeah.
Super fun build around.
Absolutely.
And it's gotten me like searching Strifefall for other cards that do anything
Yeah.
similar to it. And I've tried all kinds of. There's nothing else.
I know.
That cares
There's like
about modality.
There is one card. There's one card in Unfinity that you're not allowed to play. That's far out that lets you choose every mode whenever you choose a mode for a card.
Wow. Okay.
And I think that's the only other card because I've thought about making like a charm cube or a command cube where everyone's getting to make a lot of choices and there's just no support for it. So maybe with Riku we'll start to see some more because I think they're interesting designs.
So we're going back to Roman here, who is being loaned a treasure token from Angelo. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
Just for the commentary end here.
Yeah,
nice
for sure.
Nice to have correct tokens.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit tough for Angelo here. He does need to find a solution to this board stall. Not even board stall, just board state.
Yeah, knowing his deck, that seems pretty unlikely.
Yeah, I think so too.
No, I don't. No board wipes that we know of.
I get the feeling that Angelo's deck has a hard time coming back. He really wants to maintain the pressure, and if he loses it, it's going to be tough for him to get it back, especially.
Which there's obviously nothing wrong with
absolutely
a deck like that, but when you mold a 5, that certainly makes things a lot tougher.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Even more so against
and it does look
a
like
deck
he
like Roman's.
just decided
Yeah.
it's too much.